How's it going, guys? I hope you're having a good day, good morning, good evening, whatever you're having. I hope it's good. This is Apex, and I've got a new Destiny 2 video for you. This is going to be the first installment to a PvP tips and tricks series. In the future, I'll be uploading videos on sniping, movement, as well as how to play better with your team. And on top of that, I'm also going to be making a video on how to improve your aim. But for this video, we are going to focus on winning as a solo player. I don't know about you guys, but I solo queue a lot of the time just because I find it a little bit more challenging. I challenge myself, and sometimes it's hard to find a stack of 4 stack to run with. And when you do run with a 4 stack, it can either be the greatest time ever, you're playing with your friends just slaying, mercying people, or it could be the worst time ever. Because people like I Sat You Down will steal your kills, and Stop or Stop will steal your other kills, so you get a bunch of assists. So, rip KD. Huge shout out to those players, by the way. They're really fun guys. Love playing with them. They're in the clan. Revenge is ours. And it's a really good time to play with those guys. But sometimes you just want to play solo. This is where this video may come in to help you. You might not find anything useful in this, and you might just totally disregard it. And that's fine. I'm not stopping you. But if it does sound like it might interest you, winning as a solo player, winning more games in general as a solo player, moving with your teammates a little bit better, even though blueberries in this game are atrocious. I don't know if it's just me or if it's you guys too, but it seems like whenever I solo queue, I get these blueberries that just want to sit back with Mida and play as passive as humanly possible. Even in a control match, which you're seeing in the background right now, I was playing with a super passive team, which, to a point it's not bad. We have A and B right now. We're up 21-12. I mean, sure, you can sit back and guard B a little bit, but when you have the antidote, you just want to rush people. You want to slay. You want to be a slayer, which, another side note, whenever I am solo queuing, I kind of take the role as slayer, but I will make caps if it, helps our team as far as spawns, the way the spawns are working, and where I'm going to go. So this video is going to be broken down into 3 tips for you. First one's going to be movement. It's going to be focused on moving with your team. The second one is going to be capping and controlling spawns, especially in a game such as Control. And today, my third and final tip for you is going to be controlling your tilt. Now, you may be like, Apex, come on, controlling your tilt is such a basic, general tip. That's not going to help me win as a solo player, but it does. Controlling your tilt does help you win as a solo player, because when you're with the team and you get tilted, you got teammates that you can talk to and you can fix that. But when you're playing solo, you have no one to talk to, so these blueberries, they aren't thinking what you're thinking most of the time. Sometimes a blueberry will pull through, like you're seeing right now. This guy, he got aggressive, which I like. I actually got to pull out my antidote for, I think, the first time this game. And now we're capping C. So now we're going to have an AC spawn split on them. I will get to why that is important in my second tip, but for right now, we're going to start with tip number 1. Moving with your teammates as a solo player. Now, moving with blueberries can be extremely frustrating and difficult sometimes. Sometimes, if you're like me, you just want to rush. You want to get the anti-ope out, you want to get kill clips going, you want to chain it, and you just want to destroy people. It's fun. It's fun to get high amount of kills with anti-ope. But sometimes you make the mistake of pushing too hard, pushing too far, not having your team to help team shot with you. Destiny 2, as many of you probably already know, is hugely reliant on team shotting. So, if you stick with your blueberries a little bit better, stay with them, look at your mini-map and see where they are and see if you can't get close to them. And also, if you look at your teammates, if you see a little exclamation point above their head, that means they are currently taking damage, and that means that they may need help. You may be able to go help them out, get a couple kills out of it. It is 100% worth looking above your teammates' names to see if that exclamation point is there, because they could already be dealing damage. They may need help getting a team fire on. If you get down a kill, then that means there's 3 left. You can chain that kill, control the spawns a little bit better, which is what we are going to get into right now. Tip number 2 is controlling the spawns, especially in a game type like Control as a solo player. Controlling spawns as a solo player can be extremely difficult sometimes, because your teammates will either be pushing without you and you'll get left behind, and then which causes the enemy team to spawn behind you, or you could be pushing too hard and you could be screwing your team and losing your control point. Now, as I was saying earlier, when me and my teammate decided to run through and rush that one Titan down on the back and cap C, so we had an AC spawn split on these guys, what that did is when you have A and C captured, that leaves the enemy team to have to cap one of the two. And once they start capping one of the two, then you know where their spawn is, and that gives you the perfect chance to go cap B. And then you'll hold A and B, C or B, whatever. And as you can see in the background gameplay right now, we have C and B because my teammate and I, we pushed C. We capped C, and then the enemy team, they chose to go for A. So once they went for A, that leaves at least one of their players stuck on a control point at A. So if my team can just slay and get the 3 others down, that's an easy capture on B. Now we hold C and B, like I was saying. Now, if they cap B again, like they are right now, then we would just have to go back to A, cap A, and rinse and repeat. It is also worth noting, since this is a solo player tips and tricks kind of guide, you can do this solo. If you can get a good enough flank, you can kill 1 or 2 guys typically. You can, flip the spawns. You can start capping C or A, which in turn allows your teammates to start capping B, and so on and so forth. Now, I think you're getting that. I think I explained that well enough. Let me know in the comments below if I did not explain that well enough. I am trying to improve on this type of thing. But now we're going to move on to our third tip. And as we were talking about teammates, let's talk about tilt. So tip number 3 is going to be focused on tilt. How to avoid it, and also why is it bad? Why is tilt bad? So first, let's talk about how to avoid it. So avoiding tilt for me personally is very easy. It's simple. Just don't get mad. If you die, chances are it's probably your own fault. So I mean, sure, there's lag in Destiny and peer-to-peer. You can tell me that all day. Another tip to avoid tilt is, well, stop caring so much about your stats. They're just stats. They're just numbers. Sure, that is very useful for LFG purposes. I mean, I like to keep my trial stats up for LFG purposes. But, I mean, it's quick play. No one's going to go into your quick play, check out your quick play, and see how well you're doing all the time. So, just stop caring so much about your stats. It's annoying and nobody likes it. I understand it's really cool to be able to walk around with oh, I got a 2.0 in quick play. Look at me. I mean, it's fun. It's nice. I mean, you can be like, look, I have a number to solidify the fact that I am a good player. But what it really comes down to is if you care so much about stats, yes, I'll admit right now, I do care about my stats to a degree. Now, I'm going to put a huge asterisk on, yes, I care about my stats. As I mentioned, it's to a degree. If I'm going to die and go negative, sure, I'll get a little bit upset about it, but that's just because I didn't perform well, and I know that. So why would I get extremely mad over something that I could have easily changed? Instead, what you should do, and what I highly recommend doing, is taking each death as a lesson. Learn from it. Watch it, replay it, record your games, and go back through and become a better player. See what you did wrong. Know what you did wrong. And most importantly, admit to yourself that you messed up. You done goofed. Alright? You can't make perfect plays every single time. You're not going to go on crazy kill streaks every single game. So just let it go. You died. Your stats aren't great. So what? You're playing with blueberries. You can't play with blueberries and expect not to get wrecked from time to time. It happens. It happens to all of us. It happens to me. I get 0.8s, 0.1s. I've gotten a 0.1 playing with blueberries. That's how awful I was playing. But what you got to do is you got to realize, that's on me. I'm not playing well with my team. I'm not watching what they're doing. I'm pushing too hard. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. There's a long list of stuff that you could be doing wrong. I mean, there's easily an equally long list of stuff that your blueberries are doing wrong and are in turn screwing you over. But just don't get mad about it. Once you get mad, you start to play worse. And once you start to play worse, your stats get to be even worse. You kind of see where I'm going with this? Once you get mad, you just stop playing to your full potential. So if you just, stay positive, I'll win this next gunfight. Tell yourself that right now. Just be like, I'm going to win this next gunfight. I'm going to come out on top. I'm going to get the kill. And I'm going to move on. And then, say you die again. Say it's from some crazy bullshit. But you just got to tell yourself, I'm going to get this next one. So now we're going to move on to why is tilt bad? I mentioned it briefly. Tilt is absolutely terrible for you for a couple reasons. One, you start to play worse, as I was saying. You get mad, you're going to play worse. You're going to start trying to get revenge on that guy that killed you, and you're going to make stupid pushes, and you're going to die. You're going to die a lot trying to get revenge on people. There's no point in going for revenge. Instead, group up with your team. Don't go for that 1 kill revenge. Instead, go for the 3 kills with the team shot. Hell, maybe one of those 3 kills will be that revenge, and there you go. Icing on the cake. You didn't have to worry about it. Instead, you got extra kills. Your team was helped. You helped your team. And that's what this video is about. Helping your team as a solo player. Winning as a solo player. And to win as a solo player, you have to realize you got to play with your blueberries. Anyway, that's all for me today. I appreciate all this continued support. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for more.